All right, folks, new AI alert. Alibaba Cloud just dropped Qwen2.5-Max. The name sounds like a superhero or something.
Or a transformer.
Right. Maybe Optimus Prime's brainy cousin. But is this thing really the AI overlord we've been waiting for?
Well, let's see what they're hyping up first. It's
Yeah.
all about this mixture of experts architecture, or MOE for short.
MOE sounds impressive.
Yeah.
Is it like having a bunch of AI Einsteins on speed dial or what?
Kind of. So instead of using like the whole neural network for everything, Qwen 2.5 Max supposedly activates only the experts it needs for specific tasks.
So it's like a brain trust, but you only call up the specialist you need.
Yeah,
Makes sense efficiency-wise.
exactly. That's the big sell here. It's more efficient, more scalable, especially for businesses.
Right, because who wants to pay for a whole AI brain when you only need like half of it for the job?
Exactly.
But hold on a sec. Isn't this just like fancy marketing speak for something other AIs are already doing? Maybe they just came up with a new acronym.
Could be. The AI world does love a good buzzword. But hey, let's give them the benefit of the doubt for now.
Okay, fair enough. But let's move on to something a little more concrete. The data. I mean, 20 trillion tokens. That's the training data set for this thing. 20 trillion.
It's getting ridiculous, isn't it? Like they're just throwing data at the problem until it becomes sentient or something.
Right. Maybe they think quantity equals quality? But I read some pretty bad books in my life. Just because you read a lot doesn't make you smart.
True. But in AI, the thinking is the more data you train on, the better the model understands language relationships between concepts and all that.
Yeah, theoretically, I get it.
Oh, well,
More data, more knowledge. But what matters is what you do with it. How does Qwen 2.5-Max use this data mountain to actually improve on like its predecessor Qwen 2?
Now that's where things get interesting. We're seeing some major level ups, as they say, starting with reasoning and problem solving. Apparently this one's got some serious chops.
Reasoning, huh? So it's like it gets start arguing with us about the meaning of life or something?
Well, not quite, but it's supposed to be better at things like planning and decision making, thanks to things like chain of thought reasoning and tool integrated reasoning.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Too many big words there. Can you break that down for us, simple folk?
Sure. Imagine you ask Qwen 2.5 Max to plan your dream trip to Paris. Okay. It uses chain of thought to break down the task into steps like booking flights, finding a hotel, planning activities. Then it uses tool integrated reasoning to actually like search the web, compare prices, read reviews, all to make the best recommendations.
So it's like having a superpowered travel agent that lives in the cloud. Sign me up. But wait a minute. Does this mean it's like accessing our personal data-making decisions for us? What about privacy?
That's a valid concern, and it's just one of the many ethical dilemmas we're facing as AI gets more powerful. But let's set that aside for now and focus on what else this thing can do.
All right, let's hear it. What other tricks does this digital brain have up its sleeve?
Well, besides planning your dream vacation, apparently Qwen 2.5 Max is also stepping into the world of content creation. They're calling it multimodal content generation.
Multimodal. So it's like a multi-talented AI, or what does that mean? It can do more than just write text?
Yep. They can supposedly churn out images and even videos based on your prompts.
Wait, AI making videos. Now that's something I got to see. Is this the beginning of the end for us humans in Hollywood?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's still early days. But yeah, the potential is there to disrupt a lot of industries, not just entertainment.
Okay, so let's say I ask Qwen 2.5-Max to create like a whole marketing campaign for a new brand of AI-powered toothbrushes. Could it really come up with like slogans, images for ads, maybe even a jingle?
Theoretically, yes, that's the whole pitch.
Hmm.
But we all know those AI-generated images can be a little weird sometimes, right?
Right, like those hands with way too many fingers.
Exactly. But the tech is getting better fast.
Mhm.
So who knows? Maybe in a few years, AI will be handling a big chunk of content creation.
It's exciting and scary at the same time, right? Like, what does it mean for human creativity if machines can do all this stuff? Are we going to have a new AI art renaissance? Or are artists going to be out of a job? What do you think, listeners? Drop your predictions in the comments.
It's a big question for sure. But let's not forget the potential benefits, too. Imagine AI helping to personalize education, create interactive museum exhibits, or even design personalized therapies.
Okay, I'm starting to see the upside. But let's get back to the business side of things. We talked about efficiency content creation. What else makes Qwen 2.5-Max a potential game changer for companies?
One word,
Control.
control. How so?
Because it's open source. Companies could potentially use Qwen 2.5-Max on their own servers instead of relying on those big tech companies.
Ah, so no more paying through the nose for access to someone else's AI. That's got to be appealing to a lot of companies.
Exactly. They get more control over their data, their AI strategy,
Mhm.
and if Qwen 2.5-Max is as good as they say, it could be a real competitor to those big AI players like GPT-4 and Claude.
So it's like Alibaba's throwing down the gauntlet, challenging the AI establishment, but is it really ready for the big leagues? I mean, it's still a rookie, right?
Only time will tell. But the fact that Alibaba is investing so much in this and making it open source,
Yeah.
it shows they're serious about AI. They're in it for the long haul. Okay, so they're not just trying to create a buzz. They want to be a major force in the future of AI. Interesting. So how does Qwen 2.5-Max actually measure up against the competition? What are its strengths and weaknesses? Let's get into the nitty-gritty.
Well, they're claiming it beats GPT-4 and Claude on some of the benchmark tests, for reasoning and knowledge apprehension.
Oh, really? So it's not just hype. It can actually back it up.
That's what they're saying. But benchmarks don't tell the whole story, do they? It's like judging a basketball player just by their free throw percentage.
All right. You got to see them on the court in a real game.
Exactly. An AI that's good at logic puzzles might not be so great at writing a screenplay or designing a website.
It's all about finding the right tool for the job.
Exactly. And Qwen 2.5-Max is trying to be like a Swiss Army knife, handle all sorts of tasks from reasoning to content creation and, of course, the multilingual stuff.
Right, the universal translator AI. That's got to be a huge advantage in today's world.
Definitely. A lot of the big AI models are still mostly focused on English, but Qwen 2.5-Max was trained on a ton of different languages.
So it's not just understanding words, it's understanding different cultures, different ways of thinking.
That's the goal, at least. It could be a game changer for things like global communication, cross-cultural collaboration, breaking down barriers.
Okay, now we're talking. This isn't just about AI, it's about like connecting the world.
Mhm.
But let's not get too carried away. There are still some challenges, right?
Of course. Every new technology has its growing pains. Qwen 2.5-Max still has to prove it can actually deliver on all these promises.
Right, benchmarks are one thing,
Nah.
but real-world performance is what matters. Can it handle complex tasks? Can it create high-quality content? And can it do all this while staying safe and ethical?
Those are the big questions. And only time will tell if Qwen 2.5-Max can really live up to the hype.
Okay, so it's a bit of a wait-and-see situation.
Mhm.
But one thing's for sure, Alibaba is shaking things up in the AI world.
Definitely. And competition is a good thing. It pushes everyone to innovate and improve. So ultimately, this is good news for the future of AI.
I think you're right. Well, folks, that's our deep dive into Qwen 2.5-Max, the AI that wants to do it all. What do you think? Is this the next big thing? Or just another flash in the pan? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.